No reflections. I'll make a man out of you. A girl worth fighting for. Come on! What's going on, geeky gun guys and gals? As you could probably tell by the title, one too big of a fan of the movie. I guess let's start with what I did like about it. The camaraderie and the human interaction. Pretty much anytime they were all sitting together and talking. Like when they were talking about what they look for in a woman, how to interact with women, and the night before the big battle. I thought all those scenes were dope. It really touched base with the human emotion, human interaction, which is what I really enjoyed. And the whole there's no courage without fear. Fucking dope. And the Ming-Na Wen cameo. Shout out to those who caught that, but the original voice actor for Mulan was in the movie. She was the chick that introduced Mulan to the Emperor at the very end of the movie. And that's about it. Oh, and pretty much any scene with Donnie Yen. He is the tits, man. So let's get into the dislikes. First 5 seconds of the movie, you get a narration saying there have been many tales of the great Mulan. That's Disney's disclaimer at the beginning of the movie. If we messed up and shit the bed, just remember this is one of many stories. So it's not gonna be like the cartoon. And shortly after, we get to see Mulan for the first time, who is cute as a button, by the way. So my wife and I are watching this, and we're huge fans of the original, by the way. And when Mulan slips off the roof, almost guaranteeing her death, and she recovers by jabbing the stick into the thing and flinging and sliding down the... After she caught her stick, my wife literally said out loud, "What the hell did I just watch?" And I get that they're going for the traditional Chinese kung fu, epic adventure tale, but that was just... what? And then she gets the spiel about hiding her chi, and cut to the next scene when the bad guys are invading some place. And then you see this crazy OP chick turning into a falcon and having these crazy abilities. And I was sitting there thinking, if I didn't know who Mulan was, I would automatically assume that was her in the future, as an adult. That was just a horrible transition from her being told as a kid to hide her chi, and then what seemed like her as an adult just letting loose. So after that scene, you get the actual Mulan as an adult. And she was telling a story about how she was chasing rabbits on her horse to her mom. And I was thinking the same thing, but my wife said, so her accent just got thicker? Because as a kid, she spoke perfectly clear English. And now that she's older, she has a crazy deeper accent. Kanye shrugs, just... So at this point, I'm already okay, I get it. They're not going with the traditional Mulan. But they missed so many marks, because the matchmaker scene... How iconic is the ink mustache on the matchmaker, in the matchmaker scene, in the original Mulan? Come on, Disney. And at that point, I was just waiting for her to sing Reflections. And that's when I found out there was gonna be no singing. Even just play the song with the lyrics. I don't know. The next thing that was crazy lacking was the transformation scene. One of the most important parts to me from the original was her cutting off her hair. And they didn't even show that. They went from her pointing her sword to the camera, and the very next scene, her in armor. Didn't cut her hair off. Didn't put the armor on piece by piece. Not only would that have been a beautifully cinematic, amazing scene to see, but the original Mulan, gave that to... And then next, instead of having a comic relief Eddie Murphy dragon, we got some stupid Phoenix GPS that flies around in the general direction that she needs to go. Good trade-off, Disney. Phoenix GPS, Eddie Murphy is Mushu. Let's go with the Phoenix GPS. And the next two things kind of go together. Lack of character development and lack of woman empowerment. I wasn't emotionally invested into the character of Mulan because we didn't get to see her develop as a character. She had always had this chi inside her ever since she was little, so as an adult, she's just showing it now. So I couldn't connect with the main character and like, hell yeah, you go girl. And then next, the whole lack of women empowerment thing. I was just thinking that if I was a woman, I would be deeply, not offended, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but in an old school traditional Chinese film where women have their place in the world, the only other two female roles are essentially superpowered. Almost as if the film was like, you too could be a strong independent woman and change the world if you have unmeasurable amounts of chi, or you're an overpowered witch. And then I found the entire scene of her revealing that she's actually a woman to all the guys super anticlimactic. And then the following scene when she's on her knees crying by herself, my wife goes, "What did you think was gonna happen, Mulan?" Man, she should do movie reviews. There's only a few more dislikes, I swear. The wall run to knee slide. Visually, that bothered the hell out of me because I know how physics works. And yeah, you can argue about Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, running on trees, House of Flying Daggers, but just visually, those make sense. If you're running on the side of a wall and you jump, you don't just automatically magnetize back towards the wall for your knee slide. I don't know. Call me crazy, but that just visually bothered me. And how in the hell do you dub over Jet Li's voice? Other than his crazy martial arts skills, which by the way, they did not do a good job showing, his voice is iconic. Yeah, maybe it was a little high-pitched for the movie, but he speaks good English. Why would you dub him? Or why would you use a voiceover? And then lastly, what I found hilarious was after she went back to go see her family and she apologized to her dad. Sorry, I stole your horse. Sorry, your sword's gone. He replies with, "It is my daughter that means everything to me." I was like, dude, your other daughter and wife are right there. Rude. I just found that shit hilarious. Like he was gonna, "It is my daughter that means everything to me. And my other daughter and wife." But this movie gets a 5 out of 10 for me. I'm just saying, I would be pretty pissed if I spent $30 on that. And I didn't. Because someone else did and I watched it with them. Not that I ripped it. Maybe I'm hurt it wasn't like the original, but it just wasn't that good. So this Would You Rather is brought to you by AW. And he asked, would you rather have a basic car that needs no maintenance and no gas, or be able to get a new car every 10 years? Let me know down in the comments. And don't forget to leave some Would You Rathers down in the comments, and maybe it'll show up in the next video. So go ahead and use that double-edged sword that Mulan used to push into the bad guy's sword and not cutting herself, to gently like and subscribe. But most importantly, don't forget, don't be a dick, be a blessing.